Welcome back, guys, to some more Field of Glory 2 here in the Battle of Chalons. We are continuing to attack the Huns here, or I should say defend against them. And I think we're getting pretty close to actually being able to beat these guys, maybe. Again, this is a very, very close battle, and we're doing everything we can to increase our advantage in this fight. But in a lot of cases, a charge actually wouldn't be a good idea. In some cases, it might be a good attempt to try one. But I think in most of these cases, I'm just going to go ahead and basically face the enemy and hope for the absolute best. Let's take a look over here. That one I'll go for. Over here, they have a lot of secondary units here, basically support units, which I'm not liking. I'd like to go ahead and do as much damage to these guys as possible and maybe even force them to charge or retreat into those support units. But we can see that these Huns are not going to break easily, guys. It's going to take a lot more than that to break them. We've already attacked them last turn with all of these units. However, we could charge in with our Allen Horse Archers, but it's actually not going to work out very well. So I'll move the Allens over here. I think for these guys, we can do this. Yes, very nice. Get some shots there on the Hunnic Horse Archers. And actually, we might be able to break the enemy unit right here. So I'm going to go for the break with the Allen Horse Archers charging downhill on the enemy. They're going to hold firm, but they have dispersed. They can't hold that much longer. Unfortunately, these Allen Archers are in some trouble. I actually want to see if we can turn and shoot. I don't think a charge would be worth it. Yeah, definitely not. They're going to do really well against a charge. If we want to charge them, we first have to weaken them with some missile fire. So there we go. We've disrupted them. We could go for a charge, and as you can see, the odds are actually kind of in our favor. So I'm thinking about it. Then again, who wants to be the one to charge the Huns, right? That's the problem. Alright, I'll bite. Let's go. Yeah, I thought they would do that. However, we're getting a charge on these guys. Not really a flank charge. It actually didn't go very well for us. But maybe these Allen Lancers have regained a little bit of their courage. Doesn't look like they have. This really didn't work out for the best, did it? I knew that this enemy cavalry patch, I want to call it, was going to be a serious problem, and sure enough, it definitely is. All of the cavalry on the right and left side, it's causing us a lot of issues. Okay, what can we do here? I think all we can really do is charge or fire. Let's choose the latter. I'm going to try to catch these guys. They're trying to run away so they don't break. So obviously I'm going to try to make them break. In this case, not much I can do. What about, well, you know what? After all said and done, it might actually work pretty well, but 122, that's not good. The only thing that's good here is we're lowering the amount of enemies in this unit. As for Sangaban, as you can see, we have a lot of barbarians fighting for us as well. We're going to bring him back. I'm going to turn this guy around. Our Allen Horse Archers are doing quite well, and that's probably because they've fought the Huns before. They know what to expect. They know exactly what the Huns are going to provide, and that is utter destruction every chance they get. So let's move down this hill. I'm liking this situation here. I'm going to turn towards the enemy. So a lot of enemy missile troops over there. That's the problem. Kind of want to get away from that. Hope you guys like this bird's eye view. I like to try out sort of new views every time I play. But the bird's eye view, this is kind of what I use when I'm just playing for fun. Kind of reminds me of a chessboard. So as for the charge here, no, it's not going to work out very well. Let's just turn and fire. We could also go ahead and start chasing this fellow right here and turn and fire at him over here. Of course, he unfortunately decided to follow us. Not a good idea. He should not follow us at all. Here we go, guys. Some disruptions by Flavius Aetius. This is our commander-in-chief, so I expect him to be very, very good in battle. But we really do need to get some support there for Flavius. He can't be by himself, because if he goes down, a lot of us go down. Although I think we've actually taken out a few generals during this battle, so that's something to consider. Let's go ahead, end the turn, and see what the enemy does, my friends. It's the Huns' turn. They are certainly thirsty for blood. As you can see, one of their units just rallied. Come on, boys, hold for Rome. And obviously, somebody mentioned in the comments, was a really cool comment. It was like, don't let these, I guess, what was the word he used? It was such a cool word. These extorters of Rome beat us. And that's exactly what the Huns became. You know, they started to extort Rome. Look, we won't conquer Rome if you pay us X amount of denarii. That's kind of how it worked back then. So we want to totally stop that from happening. This actual battle itself was indecisive, but we want to get a total victory here. If the Huns beat us, well, we could be looking at a Hunnic Rome, which would be terrifying. So I knew they were going to pick us off here with some of the missile units. We could go ahead and charge into them, and they might scatter. Either way, I'm definitely going to be charging those missile units. They seem to be a problem. Retreating again, you sneaky little scoundrels. There we go. We actually did pretty well against them, but they unfortunately held firm. And of course, these guys actually managed to move past and disrupt some of our units. Fragmenting that unit is good news, but that's really bad news, especially since we did a morale check there and failed it. We did break another group of Hunnic horse archers. Not all of them are going to stick around and get stabbed. There we go. Saw that coming. And of course, now we go charging, but we're not charging in the way I was hoping. Because I wanted to charge right into their line here. Let's hope we can still do it with these guys, because these guys are now on a bloody rampage to kill as many Huns as possible. Can't say I blame them. Keep it up, boys. You can do it. Ooh, man, our guys are just barely holding firm. Those guys broke. Got some rallies on our side, too. This is truly a battle of civilizations right here. A battle of empires, I should say. Yeah, those guys are not doing well with the morale checks. These are our auxiliary units. So this is the weakest part of our line, of course. Could turn and fire on that unit, or we could advance forward. It's our turn now, guys. Our turn, no pun intended. Let's turn and fire at this guy. I don't want him chasing down a fellow warrior. And at this point, I think we could probably force him to break. Then again, we are needed over here. We really are. So I think I might go ahead and just make the sacrifice, move over here instead. Can we break through here? Not exactly. What about these guys? This is, of course, Sangaban. Going to charge right into the enemy flank. They're in a really good position against our unit, but maybe this charge against their flank will weaken them enough for us to actually get a good stab or two. Looks like that's not going to happen. Yep, here we go. Flank attack. Now this guy's gonna break for sure. What? Come on, man. Come on. Give me my money's worth. 39. There we go. They are fragmented. They didn't break. I was hoping they would. But fragmented is okay. You know, it's a start. Over here, if we actually manage to hold, then in the next next fight we would actually do pretty well. The problem is, if you look there, our chances of losing this fight are 63%. So basically a 63% chance of taking, like, really serious casualties. I don't think I want to do that. It's not in my repertoire of good ideas. What can we do here? Flavius Adius. I hate that we can't turn and help him. We can charge and help him, but we're not going to do very well in this initial charge. Only the charge next turn. So I'm going to go for it. I mean, it is Flavius, so we don't want to lose him, obviously. And let's see if we can finally get this guy to fall back. The Gepid Lancers. Another one of the Huns' playthings. Poor Gepids. There we go. They've broken. Fortunately, the enemy held firm with that morale check, man. We really didn't do much to them. They know exactly what we're on about. No, that's not going to work. What about this flank charge? Oh, yes. So for once, the Auxilia Palatina comes in handy. Beautiful charge on top of that hill, just smashing into them. And maybe we can finish them off here with the Legia Comatensas. They are holding firm, but man, that is a sign of good things to come. Now, it looks like we can also charge the Huns here, but once again, would not be such a good idea, honestly. I'm considering it, but no, it's a bad idea, period. So what I'm going to do is actually move this cavalry up. It might have also been a mistake. We'll find out soon enough. And at this point, all we can really do is wait for the Huns to do their move. And of course, falls back to us. Alright guys, we're going to end the turn. Here we go. Wish us luck. Not expecting much from the archers, of course, but the rest of these guys should be able to put up a pretty good fight against these Huns. There we go, fragmented enemy units. Oh, fragmented units on our side too. That's not good. Hold firm, boys. For Rome. Whatever's left of it, anyway. Yeah, this is looking nice. I mean, a lot of routing on the enemy side. 12% for them, 10% for us. But those units right there, you know, the auxiliary units, they're going to break pretty easily. Unless they're in an extremely advantageous position. So that's something to watch out for. Alright, some fragmented units here. That's actually their units dispersing, and I think it's primarily because they had nowhere to run to. So they just dropped their weapons and ran wherever the hell they could. Maybe even surrendered. Ooh, absolute auto break from the archer fire there. We've got to break that line a lot faster. Hold, boys, hold. You've got to respect that Hunnic missile fire. It's constant, it's consistent. It's just something to be totally feared and respected. Man, fragmented. They are going to impact our units, and that's kind of what we want them to do. And unfortunately, our barbarian close war bands, etc., they're not that great against cavalry. If they're defending against cavalry, they can do all right. But in terms of an attack against cavalry, unless it's a flank attack, they are not going to be effective. Ooh, I like to see that unit getting a little fragmented. There we go. We've broken another Hunnic unit. So off to the races. Over here, we've disrupted another one. That's what we need to do, guys. We need disruptions against the enemy cavalry. And let's face it, almost their entire army is cavalry here. Unfortunately, we auto-broke first there. That's going to be really bad because I think they'll get a flank charge here. Maybe not, actually. Luck may be on our side for this one. We're definitely losing those guys. Man, look at that. There we go. We've broken a Hunnic Gepid warrior unit. It's actually a Gepid unit. Auto broke another Auxilia unit. This is not good. Now that's good. Fragmentation on the enemy line, but as you can see, they've retreated to actually avoid the break. Really good tactics. But it's not going to help us at all. Okay, let's see if we can get any quick breaks. I mean, initially I want to smash this guy. Boom, he's going to stand firm, 22, and there we go. He finally broke. We really wanted to break him. Now, of course, we've disrupted some units, and especially since those archers have been a pain, we should focus on maybe taking them out, but I just don't think we have the time. I think we have to focus immediately on the lancers and try to smash them. Have to see how that works. But for that, you're going to have to wait for the next episode, guys. So I do hope you guys will stop by. Please do support the channel by hitting that like button and subscribing if you are new to the channel. Also, don't forget to hit the bell so that you're actually notified of upcoming streams. A lot of the time, YouTube really doesn't do a very good job of notifying anybody of anything. So make sure to get that notification on your own so you don't have to go through the hassle. Now, I'm going to go ahead and smash through this guy. See if we can break some units. No, it doesn't look like we can. Let's get a flank charge here. And as you can see, once we're actually in combat with the enemy, we actually do pretty well against the Ostrogothic Lancers. But anyway, let's end the enemy. Let's end the enemy. Well, yeah, let's do that. Let's end the video here, and we will, of course, return, guys, for more later. I think the first thing we want to do is start moving this cavalry back. I hate the fact that they always have to go charging the enemy forces. That's not what we want. We want to be able to actually flank the enemy using our cavalry, our Visigothic cavalry, and hopefully that's exactly what we'll be doing next turn. I'll see you then, my friends.